trying to show off that Drossel Nindroid, Michael.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, welcome to From My Mother's Basement, the show that celebrates being a geek. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And, Michael, what have you been up to this past week, aside from trying to run away from the...
ears.
What's up? Oh, yeah, the ears, yes.
I've been working on the ears all damn week. I got a couple other things for what you've been watching. Nothing anime, though.
Oh, okay.
But I've been watching some pretty cool stuff.
I saw you were dyeing Nikki's costume or something like that? The fabric?
Yes. Well, that was last night.
Oh, okay.
We've been working on the outfit for the Vera sniper, and we got it together enough that we were able to dye it last night. So that has been dyed, and that's on the dress form. It's dried, and it's the right shade of green. So we just have to do the collar and the sleeve collars.
Okay.
And then it's pretty much done, except for some hemming on the bottom. And then I got to make the bow. The ears are done. So
okay.
All I have to do is get the big ass earrings put in the bottom, and they're done.
And so you got to level with me here, Michael, on this. You say this is for Nikki, and then she'll really enjoy it and appreciate it, but you know this is for you, right?
I'm not that into bunnies. Sorry. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Lola Bunny as much as the next person. I thought, but no, it's not for me. I lean more towards the feline side of the force.
Good point. Okay. Side note: Stolen QB in the chat goes, "Is everybody ready for Spoopy season?" I first read that as Snoopy, and the first thing that came in my head was the Great Dolomite. But we're not going to talk about that on this episode.
Speaking of which, oh my god!
Or I guess we are, Michael. What are you going to bring up?
So, we always joke about, being the Great Dolomite and everything, right?
Right.
I was in Lassen's the other day.
Oh, jeez.
And apparently there is some nutritional supplement called Dolomite. Because you can buy a canister of powdered Dolomite. So that you too can supplement your inner pimp.
Oh, man.
I laughed my ass off. Nikki looked at me like I was a crazy person when I saw this. I just started cracking up. I had to explain it to her. And she's looked at me like, "You're sick. I don't know you," and walked away.
Okay.
So it's powdered Dolomite.
You need to take a picture of that and send it to me so I can post it online.
I should do that. Next time I'm in Lessons and I see it, I'll take a picture. I'll post it on Facebook. So you can provide nutrients for your inner pimp.
As for me, I just been watching the new anime series. What else do I do? Besides from looking for a job and playing games, actually. I've actually been playing a hell of a lot of League of Legends lately. Yesterday, I was like, it's been a couple months. Let me play a couple games here and there. And next thing I know, it's been 5 hours, and why is the sun going down?
I've never actually played LoL before.
Have you ever played Dota?
Yeah, I wasn't good at it.
Same thing.
Yeah.
League of Legends, Dota, Heroes of Newith, it's all basically the same in one form or another.
I'm waiting for Blizzard Dota to come out. That looks like it will be amusing. They demoed it at the last BlizzCon.
You talking about Dota 2?
No, Blizzard Dota.
Oh, Blizzard's Dota. Oh,
basically,
yeah.
Well, it's all based on Blizzard's engine originally anyway.
True.
It's based on the Warcraft 3 engine.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a big kerfuffle between the Dota people who made it as a mod,
right,
and Blizzard, who were like, "You're using our assets, you're using our technology, you're using our engine." They came to an agreement.
As our friend said.
And basically, they came to an agreement where where Dota's going to be allowed to go forward as Dota, but Blizzard's going to release their own version of Dota called Blizzard Dota. So, boom.
Yeah, true. It's all going to be chaotic for the next few weeks anyways. I know the League of Legends Championships just ended. There's currently
how was that?
It was the ending was a sweep. So
really,
I'm
waiting for the next StarCraft Grand Championship because I'm not a sports person by any stretch.
The European Championship is going on right now. Actually, you can watch it on Twitch.
So got into that. I was loving it.
Good times. But aside from doing that, like I said, watching anime, doing what I can around the house to keep myself sane, and kind of failing at that. But I was hyping a bunch a couple days ago over a trailer that came out and was subsequently pulled within 2 hours of it leaking. And because I put that in quotations because of the fact that it was initially released on a certain major corporation's YouTube page and then pulled. That's not really a leak. That's you trying to create false hype.
Yeah.
But in any case, we're talking about the new Godzilla trailer. And, yeah, you know what's... They always say we can't post this stuff online, but because it's a live show, we're going to show it anyways. Enjoy. And that's what was released and then subsequently pulled offline within the span of like 2 hours. And
Please
it was on...
tell me it's not going to look like Gyno. At least Warner Brothers is doing it this time, but
yes.
still.
And the director of this version, Gareth Edwards, has promised time and time again in interviews at Comic-Con last year that the movie will stay true to the roots of the original Japanese 1954 version. It seems like it's going to be basically talking about the scary morality of using atomic weapons and what could possibly happen. And in Japanese terms, that is, you use atomic weapons and you test them someplace on a small deserted island, and a small little lizard will grow up to be a giant 50-foot tall beast.
Will it at least look like the old Godzilla? I mean, it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to look cheesy rubber monster.
From everything I've
but
seen,
it has to. I mean, the updated version for Gyno, in the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie was lame.
Yeah.
This one at least looks like it has more or less the silhouette. I want to see the head design. I mean, I don't expect it to be exact cheesy rubber monster face, but I want to be able to look at it and go, okay, I could see that as a more realistic version of Godzilla.
Well, the reason why I think you're going to see it being a little more faithful to the original versions is because this film is actually a joint venture with Toho. So they have a say in parts of this. So...
Really?
Yes. So there's already been some models of the full Godzilla design, and honestly,
it was actually the 80s, by the way.
It actually looks pretty good in terms
Stolen
of.
Cube in the chat asked if anybody remembers the cartoon from the 90s. It originally released in the 80s, as I recall.
There was Godzilla with Godzuki, the tiny little character or comic relief,
and it was done by Hanna-Barbera.
Yep.
Yeah. It was horrible.
Yeah. See, my question is, okay, this hopefully will be enjoyable, like Pacific Rim was massively enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for like either in like the closing credits or in some form or another how they take down Godzilla, if they do in this movie. It has to be with with one of the Jaegers.
Ew.
Come on, they could easily do it, or at least a variation of it.
They could. The problem is that you're mixing universes. No, what I want them to do in the credits is I want them to plant a seed. I want them to just show a turtle, and then
You want
back
bringing-
off. As you back off, you realize this turtle's the size of an apartment complex.
We'll bring in Gamera,
Exactly. Bring in Gamera. Bring in Rodan. Bring in
Mothra.
Mothra. Bring in, oh god, the small monster. You name it. I mean,
My question is, though, is Godzilla going to be the only classic creature that's going to show up in this movie?
I don't know. See, if they stay true to the Japanese version, and it does well, the potential, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing an up-to-date version of these things, because I liked Godzilla, I liked Mothra, I liked all of them. It's, Rodan, Mechagodzilla, Ghidorah, you name it. I'm all over the kaijus.
Yeah, it would be amazing to get more of those characters in here and
that.
make this a series.
My apologies.
It'd be amazing. But time will tell. We'll see in 2014. And we'll probably see a possible revival of another not so old but also very popular series make its way at least to television. You guys might remember a little TV series called Reboot.
I freaking loved this show.
I absolutely loved it. Was it the first that was fully CG animated cartoon?
It was one of the first cartoons for television that was fully CG animated. It was also it worked on multiple levels. I mean, it was written for kids, obviously, but there's a lot of not adult as in porn, but adult as in programmer geek humor.
Yeah.
Throughout. I mean, all the characters are based off of various programs. The bad guy's name was Megabyte, for crying out loud. what's really funny is that series it went for a while, then it died. There was enough of a fan cry out that it came back, which it started out being, when not Dot, when Matrix, Enzo, when Enzo and the mermaid girl Andrea take off, and then they release another series around the roughly 2000-ish, of them trying to get their way back to mainframe.
Right.
And then there was a small couple of series after that from when it went on Cartoon Network. And it kind of died there. The thing is, they released the 4 arc, because it's not actually 4, it's 4 episodes per arc.
Right.
But the 4 arc series of Matrix and Andrea trying to get home on DVD. Unfortunately, when I separated with my last girlfriend, she kept those discs, which means I don't have them anymore. I want them back. I want to get them again. And then they released the stuff after that, the My Two Bobs and whatnot. But they never released the original series on DVD. I want them to release an omnibus with all of them, because I will buy it.
You might get that for the sole fact, one of the reasons why there's talk about bringing back Reboot is because I believe next year is the 20th anniversary. And let's face it, the 20th anniversary of anything is a good way to shill out stuff for a ton of money.
And I will buy it. If they release an omnibus set for the entire series, I will be all over that.
Now, I do find it interesting the little background about this announcement, because the announcement's by a company called Rainmaker Entertainment. They were responsible for a few upcoming projects, like the new Ratchet & Clank CG movie that's going to come out, I think, later this year, if not early next year. And a few others. They've done some TV CG animation here and there. They decided to create I guess a small TV-based department within their own company, and they're gonna call that the rebirth of Mainframe Entertainment, which also worked on like the Transformers CG series Beast Wars.
Mainframe, right? Mainframe did Beast Wars. Mainframe did the original Max Steel. I think they did Action Man.
They did Action Man, a couple Spider-Man bits here and there.
Yeah, they were also supplemented by YTV, which is a Canadian children's animation group.
And Rainmaker Entertainment is a Canadian group, partially owned by Stars. So they are bringing back Mainframe Entertainment, and they are working on for lack of a better phrase, a reboot of Reboot.
Yes.
Now, there are a number...
Will it be Reboot Safe Mode?
No.
Reboot Safe Mode with networking. Because they're on the net now.
Screw that. You're talking about it being in Windows. I want it to be like, I wanted to boot up and be like FreeBSD or something like that.
I want to see the bad guy named Chrome.
If you can get... it's called Gabe Newell, to bring everything that Valve and Steam has brought together to the living room using Linux. Why can't a children's TV show use Linux as well? That's all I'm going to say.
There's no reason they can't. I mean, and they can name these characters whatever they want. The biggest thing, what surprises me, is the voice, for those of you who are fans, because I'm kind of fanboying a little bit because I really love this show. The voice of Mike the TV, who also directed, was one Michael Donovan. For those who don't know who Michael Donovan is, he's the voice of Ryoga in all the Ranma episodes. And he's a director, and he's done a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, I know it's on Netflix, but it's not the same. I want to own it.
Very true.
Actually, hit Netflix.
One little bit about this I want to talk about before we move on is that one of the major fan sites of the Reboot franchise, called Reboot Revival, claims that they have an image of what the new Guardian Bob is going to look like, and here it is. And
that looks like it's like Guardian Bob meets Christopher Reeve to me. Honestly, it looks like he's trying to make him look like Superman.
He just needs the cowlick.
Pretty much, he's kind of got it.
Yeah, kinda. But who knows if that's going to be the actual bit, or if that was just maybe either fan art or part of a pilot episode. Who knows? But yeah, so they're working on it. Great to hear it. Kind of funny how you brought up Chrome, though, because I wanted to...
Isn't it? I thought it was a great segue.
It was a great segue because we want to talk about Chrome. We're going to switch over to some other tech news. And I find this interesting that, Google's always been there to grab all your information. Oh, I'm sorry, no, that's the NSA. Google's there to help you organize all your information. Yes.
No, the NSA is there to rape Google.
Yes, very true. And anybody who has a half a brain is staying the hell away from Windows 8. But given this little bit of news from Google, it's kind of interesting. For Windows 8.1, Google's going to release a new version of Chrome into specifically for this OS. Mm-hmm. And if you throw it into Metro mode, people who have access to the alpha build have kind of noticed something. When you throw it into Metro style mode, it no longer becomes just Chrome, the browser. They have found out that it's essentially the entire Chrome OS. So you have an OS within an OS.
So it basically virtualizes itself.
Exactly. So
nice.
If you want, to throw all your Google apps in there, I know Google's been working on their Chrome Apps initiative to launch apps that exist outside of the browser. My question is, one, did Microsoft know about this before? And two, if they didn't, are they going to allow this?
3, do they have a choice? Because it's an app. They're operating within the Windows architecture.
True.
Unless they decide, they can't stop them from doing it because it's basically virtualization. If they do a thing, they can't, they could target it directly if they really wanted to, but realistically, if you're going to prevent Chrome from virtualizing, then you need to prevent everything from virtualizing. Oh crap, there goes an extremely large percentage of their market.
Yeah, good point, because honestly, if they really tried to force everyone to continually use Internet Explorer, come on.
Oh, they try to do that now, and it still sucks ass. Now, that being said, I want to find a version, because Chrome OS is basically going to turn into Android. They're going to merge. It's going to happen. It's a matter of time.
Well, Chromium was based on Android or something like that.
Right. Well, yeah, it's Google's OS. But what I want, and I need to find a way to do it, is I want to find a way, a build of Android that will let me install it on a computer as the primary operating system. Not as a virtual box, not as an SDK. I want to be able to pop this disk into my drive, boot it up, and holy crap, I've got a Pentium, or I've got an i7 Android box. That would be awesome. Send me instructions how, Carl.
So, yeah, if those of you who are actually using Windows 8, 1, I'm sorry. And 2, I guess you can mess around with this if you want. So
8.1 is supposed to be better, though. They're getting 8.1 is supposed to fix a lot of stuff. They're not, it turns out, not bringing the
quote-unquote start button back.
Yeah, they're not bringing the start menu back. They're doing something that's like it, but it's not the same. But supposedly it's going to fix a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Is it still going to tell me to convince me to move from 7 to 8? Hell no.
No, I'm happy with 7. I'm going to stick with 7.
At this point, given the fact with the announcements last week about Steam OS, when that puppy comes out, I'm going to be seriously looking into that and seeing what I can do to transfer things over to it.
I'm looking forward to Steam OS. That's the one I'm really holding my heart out for right now. I still want Android on a box, and Raspberry Pi, yeah, okay, you've got Raspberry Pi, but Raspberry Pi isn't based off the x86 architecture that I recall. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's an x86 architecture.
There's variations of it. And besides, if you grab a little Raspberry Pi depending on which version you get and how you modify it, you can always throw XBMC on that, and this little tiny thing becomes your media center. So, you have options.
Yeah. Or I want to see a cracked version, although they changed it so you can't really do this, of the PSN OS. You could run XMB. There's a way to do it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, though, but that's just me.
Maybe.
Well, we're on a quick pace today, but that's fine, because we have some really cool, interesting things to talk about, especially out of MIT. Some people...
we need to talk with Carl after the show.
Yes, we do. I do find it interesting that some people are claiming this next article to be the building blocks of the T1000. So...
Oh.
Yes. So, MIT has been...
See, I heard something else. I heard that it wasn't the T1000. I heard it was the replicators from Stargate.
I've heard that as well, yes. But MIT's been working on a bunch of prototype designs and modifications of utilizations of robots over the years. Their latest version, they're calling the M Block robots, and it's here's a little picture of them. And the idea behind this is that you have a bunch of cubes. Each cube actually includes a bunch of edge magnets as well as a flywheel inside. And the importance of that is if you actually spin it up and then you find a way to break it all of a sudden, you can use that inertia to move the block around. Not just move from side to side, but you can also make it jump if you really wanted to, if you can actually time it enough. And the idea behind this is that they're writing algorithms that can let these M blocks act in concert, in the sense of what they want these eventually do is get to a point where if you have a number of blocks and then you just send out a command saying, I want you to create this design. Eventually, they want these blocks to actually work with each other, figure out which pieces go where, and do it on its own.
So they basically self-shaping as opposed to self-replicating.
Exactly. But I do like the idea. I'd never thought the ability to actually use a flywheel to actually move them around and have them hop. You can go to MIT's YouTube page, and there's actually a video of them talking about the project. And there's actually video of the blocks moving around and hopping around, like jumping up like 2 or 3 at a time. It's actually kind of cool.
Wow, that's pretty spiffy. It'd be fun to play with, if nothing else. I mean, it's like anything else that comes out of MIT. I mean, initially, it's a rough start, and it's a, hey, that's neat, that's cool. What can you do with it? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
True. So you can get more information on that on MIT's website. You can also watch the video on their YouTube page. It is actually quite interesting. The video is a little lengthy, which is why we're not going to show it, but well worth a watch if you guys are interested in robotics.
Totally.
And cool stuff like that. Bit of sad news I got to talk about real quick.
Yes.
One of my personal favorite authors, which is odd because he always liked to go to the extremes at certain positions. Talking about Tom Clancy. He unfortunately died last week at the age of 66. And for members who enjoyed his novels, he's been writing, some of his bigger titles: Hunt for Red October, Patriot Games.
That's the one that got his name out there. Really,
my favorite one, and I still reread it from time to time, is actually Rainbow Six. Absolutely love this book. It's that launched a game series. Yeah, and a lot of younger fans actually probably haven't read any of his novels, although they really should. They just know the Tom Clancy name from all the video games, which he actually helped create the company that was behind it initially. Mm-hmm. I mean, Michael, have you played any of the games, or do you have any favorite memories from actually playing any of the Tom Clancy games at all, or any of the books?
Well, this is where Michael's going to show his age, because I had and played Red October on a Commodore 64. And I remember screaming at this game. It pissed me off so much. I ended up winning it. It took me a long time, but I had to, oh man, that game pissed me off. But I figured it out, and I made my way through it. So, at the risk of sounding hipster, I played the original Tom Clancy game.
Good point. I'll give you that.
I played Rainbow Six a little bit. I liked it. Ghost Recon was fun. The thing I liked was it one of the Clancy games that went to Pripyat?
Pripyat?
Yeah, Pripyat is the city outside of Chernobyl that got abandoned when Chernobyl blew.
I forget which one that is. Yes,
but it's one of the. Oh my god! Cute. My Halloween costume arrived.
Apparently, yes.
Well, if you've read Batman: Court of Owls, this is my Halloween costume.
Very nice.
Nice. That was cute. Thank you, Nikki. Anyway, where were we?
Video games, Tom Clancy stuff.
Yes. So, it's a lot of fun. But I love exploring. Mm-hmm. So, I'd kill everybody but one guy and just go explore the map. Then I come back and kill the guy and finish the mission.
I have to say, like, I have just entire shelf just dedicated to all the Tom Clancy books that I have, both in hard and soft cover.
Nikki's got a collection as well, and she loved them.
And when they when he helped launch Red Storm Entertainment, and they first came out with Rainbow Six, all the games at the time were Twitch games like Quake and whatnot. But Rainbow Six, you had to strategize. It was a little slower. You had to think things through, and then you shot a bunch of people. And I really enjoyed that. Me and my friends would play it hours at a time.
Well, I mean, his books and Red Storm Entertainment launched a genre.
Yeah, very true.
I mean, more than just the books. I mean, he's not the original espionage military genre writer, but I mean, but he certainly strengthened it. And the video games alone, I mean, all the Rainbow Six games, all the COD, all of that, it all traces back to him. So
true.
Yeah, it's sad that he's passed, but he's leaving one hell of a legacy.
In terms of the novels, yes. In terms of the video games, for the most part, yes. Movies, it's kind of hit and miss.
Yeah.
I mean, how many different actors have played?
Except for Sean Connery's horrid Russian, I actually liked Hunt for Red October. I thought Alec Baldwin was great.
Who else has played?
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford has played Jack Ryan. Didn't Ben Affleck play Jack Ryan in I forget what it was.
Did he play Jack Ryan?
I think he played Jack Ryan in a movie. Yeah. There was, but the thing is,
it must have been completely forgettable because I can't remember it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And he's going to be Batman. Yay!
I do find it interesting though at the timing of, unfortunately, the timing of his death, and the coinciding with the trailer for a new film based on his character. The sad thing though about this movie, I don't know if Clancy had any say in it. And two, it's not even based on a single book. It's based on an idea of a character. So, yeah. It's called Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. They're going to reboot Jack Ryan. We've been using reboot a lot this episode. And Jack Ryan in this version is going to be played by none other than Captain Kirk himself, Chris Pine.
Actually, not a bad casting.
They're going to try to spin this into, like, their own variation of the Bourne series. Which...
Okay, that part not so good. But
exactly.
Selecting Chris Pine as the actor isn't a bad idea. He's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. But see, I look at the idea of, okay, let's take an idea of the character that Tom Clancy has made famous through numerous novels.
Yeah.
And then but he was always more of an analytical guy. He was basically trying to think things through.
He wasn't an action guy.
But this movie they're gonna try to almost turn around and make it more of an action character. And again, this becomes the fact of, we're using Tom Clancy's character's name, and that's it.
Godzilla in name only. Jack Ryan in name only. It's got to be Drino.
Well, actually, here, so we can actually, I can show you what I mean. I believe this is it. Yes, it is. This is actually the trailer for Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit.
Kenneth Branagh as a bad guy. Interesting.
He's also directing the movie.
That actually gives it a little hope.
So
I happen to like Kenneth Branagh as a director, so I don't know that it's going to be Jack Ryan, but
yes, he, and of course they go down the path.
Unless he's Jack Ryan Jr. Maybe he's the son of Harrison Ford's character.
Maybe. But
that's a great way to save the spin.
It's a way to save it, yes, but are they going to go down that path? Now they no longer have to completely conform to the idea that Tom Clancy had for Jack Ryan. It could be good, it could be bad. The whole fact that, they're going to keep the fact that he was initially an analyst, turned into a field agent. And yet he's going to keep all these primo hacking skills that I hate Hollywood hacking skills.
Yeah, no shit. But think of it this way. Chris Pine was in the first Star Trek movie, and they said flat out, it's an alternate timeline.
Yes.
Maybe Chris Pine's going back in time, and it's an alternate timeline.
Chris Pine. People have been
Want to reboot
pigeonholed
your
in
series? Put Chris Pine
yeah,
in it.
people have been pigeonholed for numerous roles. If you have Chris Pine in a series, you're rebooting a franchise.
Exactly. Throw Zachary Quinto in there as you know, their whatever the CIA's version of Q is. Have a good time with it. Play with it.
Or you could have who played Bones?
Oh, Carl Urban.
Carl Urban, because
he'd be fantastic.
he was actually in the Bourne.
Yes, he was.
He was in
the Bourne
Supremacy.
series. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the Russian.
He was fantastic in that movie.
So, yeah, let's throw all the Star Trek cast in there and call
But
it.
he's doing a
another
TV show now.
Oh, that's right, he is.
And I'm actually looking forward to it.
True, although I'm hoping that we get another Dredd movie, but you know, that's.
I'm hoping for another Dredd movie as well, but I want to see Carl Urban. I if they get a good writer, Almost Human has a potential to be the next great sci-fi science fiction series on television.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we haven't had something really good on network TV since X-Files.
True, and
although Blacklist is looking excellent.
I haven't watched any of Blacklist yet. I've only watched.
We're jumping into what have you been watching? We're going to skip City of Heroes. We're going to skip Steambox Prototypes. We're going to skip. Okay, we'll sneak in number 27.
Yeah,
but just because we want to give you nightmares.
Yeah, I've watched the first 2 episodes so far of
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I have to say, personally,
I'm
the second episode was much better than the pilot,
mm-hmm.
even though it had a 35% drop in ratings in terms of viewership, even though I think it was...
because everybody was afraid it was going to turn into the Sky Show.
Yeah, which it still has the possibility of becoming.
Yes and no, because, I mean, you know Whedon, well, okay, maybe you don't, but anyone who's watched a lot of Whedon franchises know that Whedon is almost as bad as, oh God, what is his name? And I freaking hate him. M. Night Shyamalan. He's as bad as M. Night Shyamalan for throwing in, what a twist. And at the end of episode 2, he threw out quite the twist.
Well, you also got to remember that Joss Whedon written and directed the first episode. Second episode, he only executive produced. It was his brother and his brother's wife that
still has final say.
He does have final
over
say.
Everything.
Yeah, I know.
And he's the type that will write an outline out for the entire arc.
If he has,
and let other people write the bits in, as long as they stay true to the arc.
True.
So they threw out quite a twist at the end of this week's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was actually quite...
That was an epic end to the episode.
It was really cool.
I won't spoil it, but
yeah, the very last end? The very last? Oh, hell's yeah.
The very last final scene was awesome.
Makeup work was atrocious on him, but...
Horrible. Which is kind of funny that when we talked about the exact same time, it was like, cool, that's a really cool bit. Wow, the makeup was bad.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's like, really? Did you guys just run out of budget on makeup? Because I looked closer at it after we talked.
Mm-hmm.
And it does. It looked like someone took an eyeliner pencil and just went, scribble, 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 scribble. Horrible.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, we're not going to tell you what it is. Go watch episode 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You'll see.
Yeah.
Just make sure you sit through the credits.
The only other thing that I've really watched aside from Formula One has been... I recorded it. I sat down and watched 2 episodes back to back. Well, by watch, I mean watch till I couldn't stand anymore and hit fast forward a few bits. I watched the first episodes of Fangasm, which is the geeky reality show from the producers of
Heroes of Cosplay and Face Off.
And what is that one from Jersey? Whatever that.
Oh, Jersey Shore?
Yeah. The producers of that.
I mean, I'll give them points for getting real geeks. I will give them points for that because these are actual, genuine, a variety.
A few of them
It's a nice fan base of nerddom. One of them's clearly got an axe to grind, which is sad. She's got a really cool tattoo of a chocobo on her arm, but she's clearly got axes to grind.
Mm-hmm.
But like I told you last week, it's Revenge of the Nerds, complete with Booger.
Yeah, it really is. Like some of the people they brought on, okay, I can understand the reasons why they brought some of these people on, because they think they have to go down the list of what character archetypes do we need for a complete cast.
Well, yeah, when you think nerd, what do you think of? And these people fit the bill.
Some do and some don't.
Aspects.
Varying aspects, yes. The first episode, I gotta say, at the end was cool having George Takei there. I was surprised that they brought George Takei in for a full freaking episode. Usually,
Well, he didn't come in for the full episode. He was only in like the last 15 minutes.
But in terms of filming it, he had an entire day dedicated to this. So.
Oh yeah, but no, originally. Yes and no, but okay. The thing is, he redeemed. I was willing to overlook the first 45 minutes for the last 15.
Yes,
Episode 2 didn't have that buffer, even though Adrian Curry actually kind of impressed me, which is saying something because I'm usually not a big fan of Adrian Curry. She actually earned a little bit of respect from me in this episode, which is kind of scary.
And, okay, if we're going to bring in Adrian Curry, I have to talk about the second episode real quick. And I don't mind giving out spoilers.
Cosplay is not consent!
Oh my god. The moment they brought up cosplay is not consent, I literally said to scream, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was so pissed about that. And they raged about it.
That's the girl that has the chip on her shoulders. She's got a freaking axe to grind every episode so far, and I'm betting episode 3 is going to be the same way because I'm probably going to watch it because I'm going to be bored.
I can't. I honestly can't.
Oh my god, this woman has like a serious axe to grind. It's like,
and then of course they brought in the model, and she's like, I've been groped by women and men, and
but she has a realistic viewpoint. That's where Adrian Curry, she's talking about how this is happening, but her viewpoint is realistic and from experience.
Here's the one bit that I was just like, and I'm done. So a lot of the cast members are not popular. They're active on Twitter, and if you do a quick search, you can find them, and they love to go back and forth with all the haters, which is kind of entertaining actually. Because they're just feeding the trolls. But there was this whole problem that I found online because after Adrian Curry had her say about cosplay is not consent, and how online the CEO of the group that's putting on Kamikaze, that lady, she said her bit online. There was a picture of that CEO groping Adrian Curry, and it says, "How's this for cosplay is not consent?" And I was like, and you just completely invalidated everything you fucking said.
Yeah, you just completely underwrote yourself. Yeah.
And that was it. I was done. I can't watch it anymore. I'm sorry.
That chick who did that, she's a female Mark Perez.
Oh! Holy shit.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I can't. I totally can't. Oh my god, that is the best view of that. For those that were playing a little bit inside baseball, I'm sorry. Mark Perez's current
no, drop it. Don't go there because we don't. Last thing we want is
the
she lawyer from hell coming after us.
Why can't I
when
rage?
You post this on YouTube, bleep that part.
Oh, I want to rage because I can, but never fine. But yeah, so yeah, I can't stand Fangasm
Thank you, Isaac. You're wrong, but only because you told me to tell you.
So yeah, I can't watch Fangasm anymore. I'm sorry. I gave it a shot.
No, I'm gonna give it one more chance because I try to give everything 3 episodes before I tell it to go pound sand. And
plus the fact that the podcast that they record during it, they made the announcement that they're not going to release any of the episodes of the podcast
because they're spoilers
after the series is over.
Because they're spoilers.
It's yeah. Let's just leave it as such. All right, Michael, you said you were watching some other stuff that was interesting, stuff that I probably won't be raging on.
Blacklist. If you haven't watched it,
haven't watched it yet.
Watch it. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
Trust me, you want to watch this show. The writing is top notch. The acting is top notch. James Spader impressed the hell. I mean, I like James Spader as an actor already, but the way he handles this role is phenomenal.
Okay.
He brings Red Reddington to life. Oh my god, this character is really well written. It's really freaking good.
Okay.
I mean, it's a monster of the week in the sense that, not monster, but I mean, they're going after a different bad guy each week. I mean, the twist in episode 2 of what happened, I kind of foresaw it coming because it was just a little, okay, this is too good to be true. Watch it. Okay, sure it is. They had Isabella Rossellini in episode 2.
Okay.
I mean, they're pulling out top names for this show. If you haven't watched it, you have to. It's a really, really, really good show. Let's see what else have I been watching. Phangasm. Yeah, oh God, I want to smack a couple people upside the head in that show.
Won't watch it again.
No, like I said, I'll give it a third shot. But after the third shot, I'm expecting I'll just walk away. Let's see. Face Off has been really good. Alana went home this week, which really saddened me because she's not the one who should have gone home. The other bimbo is the one who should have gone home because she's the reason Alana went off.
Okay.
I mean, I know why they went the way they went, but
I'm just going to agree with you. I'm going to smile and nod because I haven't seen this season.
I'm not happy with it. Lainey should have gone, not Alana. That's my opinion. Let's see what else I've been watching. Other than that, it's all been ears and dresses for me. Boy, that sounds wrong. Let me clarify.
See, Michael on the weekends likes to... No.
Wait a minute.
He can't even put it up.
No, but seriously, other than that, no, it's been working on the Vera ears and helping Nikki with the costume.
Okay.
That's been most of my week, but yeah, it was amusing.
The only thing I've been watching, like I said at the beginning, which is all the new anime that just started like in the past 48 hours. I'm going to put a listing of my reviews on OtakuLife.net within the next few days, but I do want to highlight one that actually surprised me. And it's actually a sports anime. Number one, sports anime do not interest me in the least in the beginning. The reason I watched this because a friend of mine said, watch it. It's not what you think it is. Just actually enjoy it. And I was hesitant for a number of reasons. One, like I said, sports anime, not interested. Two, it's for a sport that I hate, baseball. I'm not a fan of baseball. I mean, the last sports anime that I was somewhat interested in, I think, was iShield 21 back in the day for football. But this one, the other reason why I gave it a shot is because who's behind it? It's Production IG and Madhouse. Two like powerhouses of the anime industry are behind this sports anime. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll give it a shot. And I watched the episode, and it started off kind of slow. I kind of saw where everything was going to go. At the end of the episode, they were so expertly crafting the hype that, of course, they ended on a cliffhanger. At that time, the words on my mouth were, "Damn it, I want to watch episode 2." And I went, okay, they got me hooked. For at least one more episode.
Dr. Muppy in the chat just made a very valid observation regarding Blacklist. It's Silence of the Lambs meets the CIA minus the cannibalism.
But then where's the fun in that?
It's really good, dude. You gotta check it out. As for the baseball anime, the only sport I enjoy involves StarCraft. So
yeah, okay, good point. The esports. To people in the chat about free. Yes, free technically is about swimming. Swimming is technically a sport. I don't place it in the for some reason I don't place it in the typical sports anime because to me it didn't really focus on
the sport. It's more slice of life, isn't it?
Yeah, it was more of like slice of life with some sports added into it. Not to mention Kyoto Animation did a fantastic job with the visuals. So yeah. I'll give them that. I actually enjoyed Free, and I'm waiting for the second season next year.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a number of other titles I came through. I'll talk about all of them either on the website, OtakuLife.net in a couple days, or on Wednesday's episode of Anna Break. So there's a few out there, Michael, you will probably like. There are a few that
I still have to go through the list you sent me.
That list is going to grow, my friend. So
I'm sure it will.
Kill la Kill. Oh my God, Kill la Kill. Oh my God. The Studio Trigger. Let's drink diesel. Let's throw in some LSD, and then let's throw a bunch of energy bars in there. Blend it together, pound it, and then start animating. Oh my God, this takes Gurren Lagann to a whole new level.
That's what you were saying. You were saying that it compared really well to Gurren Lagann.
Oh my God, it's so cool. So crazy, and the fan service is ridiculous.
Well, now we know why you're really watching it.
No, when you watch it, you understand. It's the fight scenes are absolutely...
BWBS, boobs.
Yeah. Go watch Kill la Kill. I'll say that right now.
Dead Leaves meets Cypher Samurai.
It seriously is. It seriously is. Just minus the guy with the giant drill for it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Right.
Okay, so what have you been doing game-wise?
Playing a little more Katawa Shoujo again. This is like my second or third time playing through it just because.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why I started jumping in on that again. I don't know why. I'm all of a sudden
got me into it a little bit. It was interesting.
I don't know why. Like I was playing, Project Diva F, and then I'm currently going through Batman Arkham City, and then all of a sudden
Are you loving Arkham City?
I'm loving Arkham City.
The game is epic.
But then all of a sudden I turned around and started playing visual novels. I was like, why? Oh, okay.
Who are you and what have you done with Jason?
Yeah, exactly. Like I was never really truly into visual novels before, but now I have a list of like 20 I'm going to play.
If Hakuoki is among them, I'm going to hurt you. Seriously, I will.
And on the next episode.
You don't need Bishi vampires, trust me. The game that I've been on a big SWTOR kick lately. I've just been back into SWTOR and having a good old time. I mean, I created a new character 2 weeks ago, and she's already up to 32. And I'm playing the free version.
That's kind of impressive then.
Version. So it's been a lot of fun. I just got on this kick. I mean, I'm still playing Final Fantasy 14 because I'm still in my free days. So WoW has been on hold for me, honestly. 14 and SWTOR, I don't know. Like I said, I just got on a big SWTOR kick all of a sudden, and I just been burying myself in that. 14's been taking second place. Final Fantasy 14, they did it right. They finally did it right.
Well, once I get the funds, I will join in again.
Yes,
on Final Fantasy 14. But in the meantime, some WoW, some LOL. We'll find out.
You can always come back into SWTOR because I know you've got an account.
I do have an account, yes.
And it is free.
Yes, it is.
And I'm on Bagarin.
I see where you're going with this.
I got a Sith. That's all I'm saying.
I see where this is going. No.
Yes.
All right. I think it's going to be it for this episode. Anything else to add, Michael? Oh, should we show the nightmare stuff real quick before we end this?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Oh,
And we're going to leave you, and in keeping with the theme of October and horror, we're going to leave you with something disturbing.
Yes.
Something
to talk about. It's October. At the end of October is Halloween. People are going to try to be scary. And
the Vocaloids want in on the fun.
Oh, yes, because they're
Show the picture.
I'll just show just the one start of this. This is Karane Shie, or Kaunka. She is basically an officially recognized Vocaloid subspecies according to Krypton. This is, some people have called nightmare fuel.
It's the peek and poke Miku. And programmers will get that reference.
She's actually based off of a very popular music video back in the day. I'll just play a little bit in the background when we talk about it. The song is called Bacterial Contamination. This was from, I think, a couple years ago. And, it became so popular that Krypton actually officially recognized it. And now they're making a figure of her. And, yeah, she has, like, this mechanical spider mouth appendages. It's
the Vocaloids get a virus.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe they could guest spot on the new reboot.
So, yeah. And so you can actually pre-order this right now. She is about $100 right now, a little over that.
I'll pass.
You can get her the original version, or you can get the, if you can call it, sexy nurse version.
Sexy. Oh my god! Oh my god! That one I hadn't seen.
Yes, there is a sexy nurse version of this. Which you look at it and question, how could there be a sexy nurse version of this? But there you go.
Oh my god.
What if Miku gets a virus?
The way that H.R. Giger is sexy. No. It's H.R. Giger Miku.
And here's the thing, though. I've looked at this a lot because I've been sharing this with everybody.
Because you are a sick, sick man.
Yes, I am. That's why I have friends who are also sick people. But I look at this, and I've been sharing it around, and the first initial bit is the
ooh, Conway, that's mean, but awesome.
But I've been looking at it. Initially, it was like, okay, this is shock factor. Okay, it's kind of weird. Okay, sure. But the more and more I look at it, the more I'm like, that's kind of cool in a creepy sort of way. Then again, this is one of those that I will put on my bookmark list because it doesn't come out until late January, or scheduled for at least late January, which is sad because you would want something like this for Halloween, which makes me wonder, has there been or will there be someone trying to cosplay this version of Miku? If there is, I want to find one. Because that would be...
I know a few people who are skinny enough to pull it off.
Because that would be
One
impressive.
of them happens to be a viewer. I don't know if she's that... Could be interesting. Yeah, that's it. Silent Hill Vocaloid.
But yeah, you can find this right now. The video is online. You can find links to it from Crunchyroll. You can reserve this right now, pre-order it on AmiAmi and a couple other sites as well. It's like I said, it's a little over $100 plus shipping. You're probably looking at about 120, and it doesn't come out till late January. So if you're kind of the odd variety, you might enjoy it.
There's a part of me that would want to get this just to screw with people's reality.
Because you've seen my collection of figures already, where you have very nice girls and nice poses, and it looks very cool. And then there's gonna be like this one just sitting there in the corner going, the hell is that?
And what you do is you get a normal Miku and you have her looking up over the shoulder. That would be kind of awesome.
That would be kind of hilarious. I actually don't have a Miku figure at all, so the only Vocaloid figure I have is Luca, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
I've got some Chibs, but I don't have any actual... I've got some Chibi versions, some Nendroids, but I don't have any actual Vocaloid figures beyond the Nendroids.
All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And, yeah, I think, Michael, do you have anything else to add, or should we just wrap it up?
I'm good.
Okay. Stay tuned for post-show. We have a few things for Moment of Zen already, so... From my mother's basement, I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.